ball.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ESL India Premiership. This is day 18 of the summer season Masters League. I'm actually going to do this right in the start. Sponsored by, owned by HP, HyperX, Intel, and brought to you by Nodwin Gaming. Now, today we have some great Clash Royale action, followed by Counter-Strike, and then Dota as usual. Joining me is Angela. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Pretty good today.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, so a little bit lazy, but otherwise very excited about all the upcoming matches.
I'm actually very happy today. I'm very jovial, very excited because I am leaving this godforsaken dust bowl tomorrow night. So yes, also this is going to be my last day on camera for a while. So don't worry though, you will hear my sexy voice casting Counter-Strike for you guys starting Wednesday. So yeah, I mean the first game is Clash
Yeah.
Royale. It is 8-bit Mukul versus Mrin. So let's take a look at 8-bit. Eight-bit Mukul. What do you have to say about him?
Well, this amazing player is from Chandigarh. He as of now sits fifth on the board. He is a defending champion as of now for the Clash Royale segment, and he has started playing very versatile decks. He likes to play big elixir cards as defensive units. He's also surprised me with his Expo. Now, he is among the few players other than Arpan who kind of uses the Expo in a very aggressive way.
Is it called the Expo?
It's
Is
called
it
the
not called
Expo.
the crossbow like a general
I think it's called
human
the
being?
I call it the Expo.
Okay. Like, I'm pretty
Well,
sure
it's
it was just
deadly.
like,
It's deadly.
I saw it in one of the games. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sits on the other side of it sits on
Yeah.
your side of the board basically and wrecks towers.
And it's
right?
very hard to take down unless you have like a really strong pushing unit or a recurring pushing unit like a Hog Rider. But today he's going up against somebody who's very, very interesting and who hasn't really played in quite a while on screen. I think off screen he's played about like 2-3 games.
Okay.
But I'm very excited to see this matchup. So let's introduce the player number 2.
Yeah, let's look at Mrin and then you can get into it.
Yeah.
And that's Mrin. He was last seen
yeah.
in the winter finale.
And
For
he's
2017.
called the Golden Boy.
Yeah, that's what production just told me.
And
Why
he's
is he called the
also-
Golden Boy?
Because in 2016 he was also on the global boards of the ESL. I mean the Clash Royale whole global boards,
Nice.
the leaderboard, and he also is our 2016 champion. So
Okay.
it's a 2016 champion going up against the 2017 champion.
Okay.
That's why I'm very excited about this game. As of now, he sits just one below Mukul. He sits on the 6th spot. He's played about 3 games. He's won 2. He's lost 1. His favorite card from last year's Switch, now he likes to play the Bandit card, and he's a very versatile player. Mrin, he's been a champion because he's been part of the Clash Royale segment from the time the game even started. He's also played in the ESL India Premiership from 2016, so he has so much experience as a player. In between, yes, he did fall in 2017. He wasn't really having a very good run. The main reason to that would be just that he had kind of taken a break from professionally playing it and he was concentrating on other things. But we did see him in the winter finale.
Yeah, it's a part and parcel of Indian esports, right? You
Exactly.
have to retire to actually be good at the game
Yeah.
eventually.
And he's among
So-
the few contestants who come from Guwahati.
Okay,
So,
he's from the
I mean,
Northeast.
Northeast. So I hope he
Represent.
even takes part in our other upcoming tournaments in the Northeast. Yeah.
Nice. But why don't we get into the bans?
Yeah.
We'd like to see what these guys have banned. The
Mrin
Giant,
has-
and I have no idea what the guy
And the
on the
Dark
left is.
Prince. So Mukul loves to not play against the Dark Prince because he likes to play the Goblin combination, which is basically the Goblin Heart, the Spear Goblins, the Goblin Gang, all the kind of goblins. So the Dark Prince is a very big counter to them because he does a lot of splash damage, so he can take them all down within like one shot.
I have a question though. If they're favorite cards, right? You said I think it was Mukul's favorite card is
Hog
the Hog
Rider,
Rider,
yes.
and Mrin's favorite card is a Bandit, right?
Yeah.
So why not ban their favorite cards? Why ban something else?
Because as of now, the Hog Rider can be countered easily. I would say, like you can use a Fireball, a Zap, just to like counter his damage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, even the Bandit card, it's a low elixir card. It can, I mean, yeah, it does charge, but apart from that, it's not really a game-changing card.
Okay.
It's
So
it's
these
a
are
very
just their
optional
like
thing.
their opinions. This
Yeah,
is
they're
their
like-
favorite card.
Like
that's
I
it,
would,
right?
I like my favorite card is a Hog Rider,
Okay.
and he's an all
But
my
he's
favorite
not
decks.
something who will win the game for you
He
immediately.
will, but it's a very situational thing.
Okay.
Like you can win maybe like a casual matchmake because you can play around it. But when you're coming into a competitive scene, what happens is your opponent knows your favorite cards. So if you choose to get that ban, he's already planned out another policy because it's day 18 in the ESL. So the whole concept of the ban is kind of settled into all the players, and they know, that if my favorite card gets banned, this is the deck I'm going to use. So now they tried something new where they're going to ban on more cards.
Yeah.
So you're kind of forced to kind of decide what you're going to go ahead and bring to the table. And Mrin, I'm going to just say that I really like this player. He's fantastic. I hope he shows us some fantastic Clash Royale and this goes to a game 5.
So, what is your prediction though for this game?
I would say Mukul could take this because of his versatility in his decks. He's very versatile. He likes to play different kinds of decks, and he's normally used aggressive cards as defensive cards and then exploded with those aggressive cards and made it into something else. And if Mrin is able to counter that, he's watched his games, he'll understand how to play against Mukul. But if he hasn't really studied Mukul's deck, I think Mukul could take this game.
All right, so let's get into the game. Our caster, Gotham Workaholic Virk, who is my boss and who is currently cosplaying me by shaving his head in the randomly at 3 a.m. at night and surprising and shocking me in the morning when I woke up, is ready to cast for you. So let's hope this is a 5-game game,
Five round.
5-round game. So over to you, Virk.
Hello, thank you so much for that, Adi. By the way, I think you're jealous of how good I look right now, even though I'm cosplaying as you. So, but it's okay. We'll get by just fine. And today's match is gonna be an exciting match today because the Golden Boy himself has arrived down here. Mrin Moy Locker. He's been with us for a very, very long time, and we've been a big fan of his from day one. His recent performance has not been so well. He did perform decently well at the last LAN, but however, not able to close the top 3 position. Arpan on the other side, who usually never sits on the top of the charts, ends up doing pretty well at LAN events. But the last LAN event that we just had in the winter season for the Premiership last year, which was just a few months back, we had Mukul actually surprising everyone and coming number 1. He actually beat Taranveer or Tarandeep? Taranveer, and he actually ended up beating Arpan also. Arpan still got the second place and he still dabbed on the stage because he just loves dabbing. And here we have some win conditions being shown across. We see a Golem, a Pekka, very well placed Pekka there, trying to get a lot of shots in. He doesn't have to walk a lot hitting that Golem. And the Golem now splits into Golemites and goes into a different direction. So I would say that was a A plus hold there. Now Mrin has this Pekka on a fairly low health coming at him. The King's Tower has not been activated. He has tried twice. Mrin's failing at that Nado, not able to close and get the King Tower activation. We kind of had a little reset here. Both of them have shown their cards. Both of them know what's going on. The Mrin is still holding on to his Rocket though. Rocket is going to be that trump card which he's planning to use a bit later into the game. So now it's double elixir time and this is the action time now. And this is where it's going to be do or die. This is going to be the answer to the game because Mrin's tower is fairly low. He's put down his cards. He's shown his cards right now, but his opponent does not know about the Rocket right now. So the Rocket is going to be making or breaking this game. And here comes the Rocket and hits right with the Nado. Also, very good job holding that back with a lot of skeletons on the floor, doing a lot of damage to the Golem. Golem breaks into 2 and the Pekka cleans it up very, very well. 150 health left on the tower there. Now Mrin in a lot of trouble. He could potentially just lose the game there. 52 health and boom. 18 seconds left on the clock. He will not be able to close this game in just mere 13 seconds. And this is going to be GG in favor of Mukul, who's going to take game 1 of this best of 5. We didn't get too much chance to talk about the banned cards, and we've been seeing a lot of Giant. I believe we've been seeing Giant all across. I'm happy to see 3 Musketeers not being banned. So maybe, just maybe we'll get to see 3 Musketeers today. And I'm hoping that one of them does bring out the 3 Musketeers. A very good game that we got to see. Game one, we saw the combo. It's Mrin actually went for a very old school combo. He had a little masala there in the form of rocket. However, fairly old school build that he kind of decided to go for. We don't see this very often. We've seen builds like this paired up with the lumberjack also, who brings a lot of the rage spell that he brings alongside. We've seen the combo with maybe a golem also. Not I mean the ice golem. So quite interesting to see Mrin actually going back and picking this particular deck with his rocket. So Mukul seemed fairly well versed with defending this push that was coming at him. So it was good for him. Game one in his favor. We have plenty of games to go. And secretly, I'm hoping that it's not going to be a 3-0 in anyone's favor. Whew, new set of decks, new set of cards. See a balloon. Do I see a lot of anti-air from Mrin side? Maybe, maybe not. So we're going to find out soon. A lot of changes coming in Clash Royale very soon. So the next week, coming up week, is going to be very exciting. A lot of small bug fixes and changes coming in. Some of the bugs that they ended up talking about, I had no clue about. I never even heard of them. So it'd be quite interesting to see that some people do suffer from these bugs, have decided to get them fixed up here. So Zap Tower there, trying to defend. And here comes the big balloon. Now this answer, the question is here. How's he going to stop this balloon? He has a nice spirit. He also actually pushes through and throws his rocket there. So rocket seems to be that one card that Mrin is favoring a lot. It's kind of an all-in situation where he needs to defend. He just goes ahead and throws a rocket. So very well defended by Mrin there. So that was interesting to see. A nice distraction for the Ice Spirit there. And these bats, if they connect onto the tower, and only one bat connected, but still he managed to bring it down to fairly low health. Mrin does not seem to have a good answer to what's coming at him right now. So whereas Mukul seems to be getting his units across the map and getting the push going. So quite interesting to see. I'm actually looking to see how is Mrin simply just is his plan just to rocket his opponent down? What is that big card? Is the Goblin Barrel rocket combo? What's going on? I would want to see more damage coming out of Mrin, because right now what I see is just him defending. And here comes the Goblin Barrel, which is immediately answered by a Goblin Gang. You throw a barrel, we throw a gang at you. And this has become a gangland right now. So shitty jokes. Double elixir time. The big cards have been placed down, and here comes a Goblin Barrel in the back, immediately countered by the bats. We have a P.E.K.K.A. which is surrounded by a bunch of units, who's trying to get out of this mess of things, and he will be distracted. But still, my big concern is how is Mrin planning to do damage to his opponent? I don't see a lot of cards in his arsenal that will go across and do damage. This seems to be a one-sided push game that's happening, and the Goblin Barrel seems to be the only thing that's working out for him. And but however, Mukul has plenty of defense against that also. Princess in the back, very well placed. The Ice Spirit should be coming out. The missile also ready for action if required. Not required right now, so missile can now be used offensively for Mrin. Mrin can finally throw that missile across and gets around 400 damage on that tower. Not able to get something done right now. I'm very much concerned. I don't know what to do right now. I'm concerned about the well-being of Mrin and how he's planning to take this game. Is he planning to finish it in overtime? Because eventually the miner will be able to pinch away at that tower. What's it gonna be? This seems like it's gonna be a long game. 700 health left on Mrin's tower. And here comes the log, and the Goblin Gang not able to completely disengage there. They did take a lot of log damage there. So I think this is going fairly 50-50 right now, because here comes another barrel. The bats are out also. The balloon should not connect. Should not let the balloon connect. No, he does not let the balloon connect. Balloon still goes and connects, and GG. Mukul taking game 2 in not so exciting fashion. There was a lot of back and forth, by the way, and I was trying to understand how Mrin is planning to close that game, and we did get a chance to see how he was planning to chip away at the tower. He had the log, he had the goblin barrel also. He had the missile which he was using strictly for defense. Maybe he could have used the missile at the end to close the game, but he just never could get the tower low enough to be in that missile kill range, which I believe is 420 or a 30 is the number that we are looking for. And we saw him trying over and over again, throwing those goblin barrels, throwing the logs, and trying to chip away at the tower. However, not able to close the game. On the other hand, we saw something similar coming out of Mukul, even though he had that big one P.E.K.K.A instead of the missile in his case. He was throwing miners at the tower, and he had whole bunch of goblin units. He had the throwing guys, he had the bats, he had the goblin gang, plenty of units to crowd up the field. However, nothing that truly goes across the map and damages the tower. So quite an interesting match we got to see here. So let's get into the next game. But before we get into the next game, let's just get into it. Ooh. Game 3, Mukul opting to get an elixir collector, which is quite interesting now. And you've heard my thoughts on elixir collector earlier also. It's a great card to have in your deck because extra elixir is pretty much like a win condition. So you have elixir, you can win the game. So balloon will not be able to make it across, and immediately now Mukul has an elixir advantage over his opponents. Not only does he have units on the field, he's generating more elixir in his favor. And Mrin needs to figure out how he's going to plan to stop that extra elixir that's coming to his opponent's hand. And there we go, an Expo being brought down who's immediately targeted the towers and will take down the skeletons. And he needs to put a unit down immediately, otherwise he's going to target the tower. But good timing on the placement of the skeletons. And now he's targeted the tower and plenty of health left on that Expo, and he's doing a lot of damage. Minions come out trying to take it down, but look at the damage that he's done on the top left. On the bottom right, we saw the Lava Hound making it to the tower and bringing it down to the fairly same amount of health that there is on the top left. The balloon comes out, will be able to take down this crossbow fairly quickly. Still has to drop down a couple bombs. And wow, look at those plays by Mukul. Unbelievable play right now, because the balloon could have immediately taken down the tower. He pushed it away from the tower, so he was able to do his quite a lot of damage, bringing it down to 500 health. My god, these are the high level plays that we look forward to. Alright, here comes Mrin's another big push. He wants to do a lot with that lava. The Lava Hound is the big card for him. He needs to make something happen. But what he does not like is the fact that the Expo that keeps coming up on the left hand side, it's just really, really annoying for him. And look at that, Expo now targeting the tower. He's actually used the Nado here, trying to get things done. And there you go. We actually got barely any damage on the tower. Mrin not able to get anything done. There's 42 seconds left on the clock. And he seems like he's in a lot of trouble, and that loon, the lava loon, is going to take some long time. The Lava Hound is going to take a long time coming across, and this seems like it's going to be game over. 26 seconds. This is all he has. He needs to work with what he has, and the P.E.K.K.A is making to the doorstep, distracted, but the balloon also taken down. And the Lava Hound does not do enough DPS to take this tower down so quickly. 10 seconds left on the clock. This is gonna be a 3-0. My god, this is one thing that I did not want to see. And Batman is also coming out. What was that? Is that even allowed to send a crying face like this? 3-0 in favor of Mukul. Mukul is the latest champion of our Premiership. He's done very well for himself at the LAN event. Mrin has been performing decent throughout. He's won one of our LAN events also, so definitely looking forward for him to make a comeback. I don't know right now what the standings is, but I'm pretty sure Arpan is up top and Mukul should be right next to him also. I would love to see. Have we done the Mukul versus Arpan match? I think we did that I think that was the first match that we did. Yes, that was quite exciting also. But great set of games we got to see here today at the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, Red Bull, and Nordwind Gaming. So, with this, I would like to say my goodbyes and I'll pass it back to our studio where we have Aditya Shah and Angela sitting together. Go ahead, guys, take it away.
Thank you, production, apparently for
Ouch.
screaming in my ear. But thank you, Gautam. I have no idea what the score is anymore. I have
It's
forgotten
3-0.
because of our production crew
Yeah.
screaming in my ear. Who won that?
Mukul.
Okay, so Mukul won that 3-0. Really easy, really quick, really
Exciting, actually. That would be the term to use
Yeah.
for these three games.
really clean victory, at least. I'll say that much. What do you have to say about the game?
I mean, Mukul played his standard. His standard is just exciting to watch.
Yeah.
But if we just have to break down the games, in the first game, we had Mrin basically just got countered by a lot of ground units coming in from Mukul's side, which basically was the Goblin Gang. And normally you just have a simple card like a log or something to take care of that. But I think because Mrin had a complete different strategy that he really couldn't get to execute, but he didn't really have anything to defend his ground. And that's where basically Mukul got the tower because he really didn't need the P.E.K.K.A to reach the other side. It was just his tiny troops like the Goblin Gang doing the damage and chipping off, and he took the whole tower. But in the second game, we saw that because Mrin saw the strength of having ground units not being defended, he kind of went ahead and took a Valkyrie in his deck, which kind of worked for him. But this time, Mukul did it opposite. He took a lot of air units. He put the balloon in his deck, which didn't really have a counter other than the princess to deal with. This time, Valkyrie plus the log were a little too much of defense coming in from Mrin's side. But Mukul already had a balloon to he kind of knew that Mrin is going to work on his ground defense. Let me just take something that he can't counter. He took the balloon, which kind of wasn't getting moved off by the Tesla tower, which was supposed to be the reason a Tesla tower is there. So you can kind of direct the traffic to the tower. But he did not place it down in the right time, and that's why again Mukul took the win for himself. And when we go to the third game, now this is where I feel Mrin got up, got comfortable, and he was like, let me bring in my A game. So he took the lava, he took the balloon, he took the tomb, he took everything correct, and that game should have been won by him. But Mukul, I mean, he just took two cards to run through any defense, and that is the Executioner that hits ground and air, and the Electro Wizard that slows ground and air. And if you take a combination like that with an X-Bow or even a P.E.K.K.A, I don't even think he had a P.E.K.K.A. He didn't even have a P.E.K.K.A. He had a Tornado. So the Execution Tornado itself makes a great combination. To that, he added the Electro Wizard, and that was his only defense. Meanwhile, he sent the rest of his card with the X-Bow and the Elixir Collector just as offense, and that kind of took down the tomb and the tower. And this just comes to say that Mukul has just been playing Clash Royale a lot in 2018, and he's looking very, very confident in the upcoming matches. I mean, he just seems to know his opponents. He studied them really well. And meanwhile, Mrin, I think he's taken a break again. He's come back after some time. He's not really playing the meta cards like the Valkyrie. Really wasn't needed. He could have opted to just go with a log. Too much of ground defense coming in from his end. He's opted to go with the Golem, Lava, Balloon, which kind of says that he's not really played a lot in the summer season and is just taking it very easy on himself. Yeah.
Okay. I was actually wondering if we could take a look at the leaderboards production. If we look at the points table, actually, because it is quite a few days in, right, to the tournament, and it does, you kind of get a sense of where the teams are now,
Yeah.
where the players in this case are now in the, in the league, and how well or badly they're doing.
True.
So Mrin, just after that loss now, is at at 6 points out of 3 games played.
He's played at 3 games.
Yeah, I hope this is updated. 8-bit seems to be catching up.
Actually, he was 5th on the board the last I checked. But I think this would be his third victory, and he's played about 4 games. He's looking very strong. He is looking very strong because as of now, the games he's played have been against the toughest competitions. Whether you talk about Arpan, you talk about Beast, you talk about Seth. Now these are all the most, I wouldn't say talented, but I would say the most dealt with everyday players who they have kind of just already finished with. It's like playing against Entity, Brutality, all the big names.
Yep.
So coming ahead, I see Mukul to be at a much better spot. He's playing fantastic. I mean, this is one of the players that I have seen him evolve during the ESL, and
Also,
when
also yesterday's winner Beast, right? I think he was playing yesterday. He's
yes,
now top of the table.
I really want to see a matchup between Beast and Mukul.
Arpan. Oh, Mukul.
Yeah, because
I would
think
first want to see Beast and Arpan so that we can know who's top, actually. But I'm not sure about my own schedule at this point.
Yeah.
I have no idea when they are playing.
But I'm glad
But
to
we
see
will
that
find
you
out.
finally started getting a little excited about
Yep.
Clash Royale.
Definitely more excited than Dota.
You have
though,
also
that's for
grown
sure,
through
but
the
I like
ESL
Dota
India
as well, but at
Premiership.
least Clash Royale is much easier to understand.
Understand, exactly.
But
Exactly.
I refuse to call it X-bow. I think it is still crossbow.
I'm going to confirm with production about that one.
Production, hey, is it X-bow or crossbow? So apparently it's whatever we wanted to be. So I wanted to be the crossbow, but either way, that was a quick game.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we would generally have Counter-Strike after this. After Clash Royale, but Team SRA, the match was going to be, by the way, Malhar versus SRA, Malhar Esports, the new team who's basically ex-Eternal Gaming after their manager ran off and cancelled their team. Now it is basically it was going to be Malhar versus SRA,
Yeah.
and SRA has decided to inform us 10 minutes ago that they're not going to play this game. So don't worry, they are going to be reprimanded for this. They are going to be penalized, and we will take action against them for this, because this is also the second game that they have forfeited. So congratulations, Team Malhar, on your win. Clearly 16-0, good for your round difference, bad for SRA's round difference, if SRA is still interested in competing in the highest level of the game. But yeah, I mean, for now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break, and we're going to return at 8 p.m. with the Dota game. So unfortunately, it is going to be a pretty long break. But yeah, so we're going to sign off for now. We're going to cut to a break. And this was Adi, your host, and Angela.
Yeah.
And this is the